One night I was driving home during a very dark wooded area and I came across three deers on the road and I immediately applied my brakes and I barely avoided making contact with them. And ever since that incident, for a long time, every time I would drive home and I would drive down that same street, I would experience major fear and anxiety. And it really got me thinking about that whole concept of fear and why, fear can be so powerful. And I was listening to a podcast from Lisa Nichols, and she was breaking down her definition of fear. And she defined fear as false evidence appearing real. And I'll say that once more: false evidence appearing real. And so, what does that mean? Because I know whenever at the time, when I used to drive down that road, I would feel major fear. I would feel major anxiety. That felt very real. The situation that happened where I saw that those three deers, it was a real situation. But what Lisa Nichols was referring to here was that the false evidence is what we create, the narrative we create around a situation that we project into the future, and we make that real. It's so powerful, our mind, that we create this narrative that it becomes real, that it appears real, but it's not. It's false. So every time I driven down that road, I haven't seen deer since. But how did I overcome that fear and moving past that? And one of the ways I was able to overcome that fear of driving down wooded areas is one, bringing myself back into the present. Because whenever I was feeling anxiety, I was thinking of a future situation that hasn't even happened yet, and I was creating this narrative around it. I was creating this scenario of deer just running out of the road out of nowhere. And not to say that that can't happen, because it very well can, but the reality of it, it hasn't. And until it does, then at that point, I could take the necessary action. But until then, me focusing on it is pointless. Me being worried about it is pointless. Now, not to say I can do things as a precautionary method and, drive a little bit slower, not be speeding down the dark road, so I could be prepared in the event that something does come out of nowhere. But what helped me to overcome that fear was to be in the present moment. Ask myself, is there anything wrong with this moment? Is there any danger in this current moment? Not a future moment, but right now. And that was one of the ways I was able to overcome my anxiety driving through dark areas. And it made me think about, other areas in my life where I experience anxiety when starting something new. And I would apply that technique of bringing myself into the moment and asking myself this question: is there anything wrong with this moment? And there's other techniques I use as well. But that's one of the ways I was able to overcome fear. And I was curious to know if you have techniques of how you overcome fear or anxiety. You can comment below. And if you're someone right now who has a dream, a particular vision that you want to execute, you want to start something new, because I know shifting life gears can be terrifying, click the link next to this video. Book a free breakthrough session with me so we can sit down together, eradicate those limiting beliefs, those limiting inner blocks, overcome that fear. Until the next time.